Well, here we are once again, pit side at the Star Speedway on behalf of Steve Perry's Mainely Motorsports show. We'd like to welcome you all here this week. My name is Artie Russo, along with Bobby Weber Jr. here once again at the Star Speedway in front of one of his two beautiful super modifieds that run here weekly at the Star Speedway. Bobby, this year you're starting, you and your family are starting their 37th consecutive year here at the Star Speedway. A lot of big things coming up this year.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a year that people really notice and take notice that Star is back. You know, we got the new logo, the place to race, and I think this year it's going to really start to prove that, as people have really believed in me now for the past few years, and everything's kind of shifted to let me do my direction of things now. As everybody knows, Dad is still sick. I mean, he's been sick for 3 years now, and as much as you want him to get better, unfortunately, he's not. And it's like, so you have to do what you have to do and do what I can do to make him prideful of what I'm doing here at Star, and I think I'm doing the best I can with the situation that I have. Absolutely,
absolutely. You know, we all hope for speedy recovery for Bob Sr. And, you know, as a family, you've really got to move forward with the business, and bringing in some new people in the last few years. Mike Humphrey from MH Humphrey Logging. You've got a few new people, a few old people, veterans back, you know, with L&W Auto Repair. They're going to be back this year. Woody's sponsoring the Strictly Stock division and stuff here at the Speedway. And it's going to be, I think, a year for new winners.
Yeah, it's, and like you say, I mean, that is, I was talking to Steve about it earlier. It's Mike and Riddy Humphrey, they've become a big part of Star Speedway here. Without their help, we wouldn't be in the position we are right now, and they basically are partners here with me now, and they made a big investment already this year. There's a brand new scoreboard coming people have been asking for years and years, and we tried doing a fundraiser for it. We couldn't make it work, and Mike called me up one day and said, we're going to have that scoreboard for opening day. I ordered it yesterday, you know. And even on top of that, you see all his equipment here around the facility and everything. And like you said, sponsors here. Every division is sponsored here, which is good. L&W has the 6 shooters. Woody's is in his 5th year of doing the Strictly's. The Outlaws this year a combined deal with Hudson, which is sponsored by Barry Raymond and Ben Bazowski. The Supers are the Autism Awareness Supers. And people take note of that, and just makes the place sound better with everything having a sponsor on it.
Divisions are growing by the week. Drivers are signing up. You're hearing of new teams. I think the car counts in all divisions this year here at the Star Speedway are going to be up there.
It is, and it's the biggest division that is going to be the one to watch this year. On top of the Strictly's is probably the best division in New England. You were here at the Bunny Brawl a couple weeks ago. We had 24 guys start that race. They went 30 laps without a yellow. It was a race that went down to the last checkered flag, but the Supers are the one that's going to be the division to watch this year. We have 28 guys registered to race. It's easy to register, but I easily think we'll have 20 cars a week, you know, here competing, and it's going to be tough to get a top 10 here this year.
Absolutely. You know, the open wheels always a plus here at the Star Speedway, and you know, they've been around for a while. This is one of the tracks where they originated from. So, you know, also the improvements that you've been doing here, taking a lot of trees down, putting some fill in, putting some new LED lighting up. You had Nocella paving out on the track, grinding some bumps out and doing some of that stuff in the off season.
Yeah, and it's going to continue this week. Nocella paving's coming back this week to pave a new pit road through the back area there, where it's going to be expanded parking for, which was a good problem, the needing more pit parking. Every pit pad that you see here in the place, everyone is rented. We don't have a single pit pad that is unrented, which is never been heard of here before.
So. Yeah, that's excellent. You know, week in and week out, people come, they camp. You know, camping's always free here. You always have a good time. You know, the concession stands are always wide open, great food, and you know, like I said, we'd like to invite everybody to the opening show next week, the Fast 50 Legs 150.
Yeah, it's, you know, Steve Chamberlain, he's a friend of Louise and mine, and he had an unfortunate accident 15 years ago now where he lost his leg, and he took it upon himself to help kids and everything get the prosthetics that they need, and he started his organization, Support 50 Legs, and since then it's just grown. Anything I can do to help Steve. Last year we raised $6,000, which was enough for 2 kids' legs, And this year we want to beat that. And now next week we have NEMA Lights coming too, and they've vowed to help us make that goal.
Excellent. That's going to be a great show. That's Friday night and Saturday night.
Yep, practice on Friday,
Correct.
and then Saturday, the first race now is going to be at 4:15.
Excellent. That's excellent. Well, stay with us, folks. We got a few more things we want to talk about here on Mainly Motorsports as we pause for a brief moment here. Thank you very much.
When I started Scotch Recreation, some competitors warned that if I discounted RVs and trailers, I wouldn't last. Well, here we are over 10 years later, still discounting and still growing. That's why we're Maine's largest RV dealer and largest trailer dealer. Forget about MSRP. We start way below that. Get your best price up front. Come see why my dealership sells more RVs and trailers than any other dealer in Maine.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf.
And I'm Dan Wolf. We've been selling and servicing vehicles on Route 25 in Gorham since 1972.
Wolf Auto Service offers state inspections, tires, brakes, and suspension.
21st Century Motors has a great selection of cars and trucks starting at $29.99.
With no mortgage and low overhead, we sell and service at guaranteed lowest prices.
We're just 6 miles west of Turnpike, exit 47 on Route 25 in Gorham. Online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle the factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's coworker owners who understand the importance of protecting a valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Bentley Saloon, Route 1 in Arundel. Stop by and see why me and my friends say, who has more fun than us? We do.
LKQ Core. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham.
New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Join us for our 25th anniversary year.
Welcome back, folks. Once again here, pit side at the Star Speedway in Epping, New Hampshire, getting ready for opening day next Saturday night, Friday night and Saturday night. Big show this weekend coming up. Bobby, tell me about the two new cars that you have on your team this year. It seems like you've acquired another car in the off-season and got a couple of new drivers, and you're really looking forward to some heavy competition this year in the 350 Super Modified division.
Yep, both our cars this year are all new equipment from last year. You know, we acquired the Dave Hellowell machine that he won the championship with at Lee, and then a car that I'd always wanted was the Pat Abold car that always ran well here at Star, and I acquired that in November, and we had two drivers. We had Anthony Payne and we had Mike Scott, and Mike started to do some other things, so Brad Babb came on board, and we got two strong runners, two guys that'll be really strong in the rookie class this year, but it's going to be tough. I mean, there's 11 rookies now, and it's going to be a tough year in the 350s, but these guys will do the best they can.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, back to, 2, possibly 3 heats per weekend, qualifying, that could, ultimately by the end of the year, maybe even be a consi back where the supers used to be with the car counts here at Star.
Yeah, it is. I really think it will be. Matt Seavey, we were talking about that when we were at PRI in Indy, and like he said, it's not going to be easy this year. He said, last year, he'd start 6th, 7th, 8th, and he'd get his way to the front, but now you're going to be looking at starting 13th, 14th, and it's going to be tough to get up into that top 5 even. And if you can get a top 5 this year, it's going to be an accomplishment. And Dave Hellowell was saying the same thing when he was here testing last week. You're going to have to be proud of finishing 8th this year after racing for all you got, because that's going to be an accomplishment this year.
Exactly. No, we're looking forward to it. I know I am, and I've a lot of the fans that I've talked to both and are looking forward to it also. Tell me about some of the special shows you got coming up this year in the 2017 racing season.
Yeah, after this week, it's like this year I tried to make the schedule so there was something different each and every week, but some of the big shows, we have Pass coming in twice this year. We're going to do something different on Cup weekend up in New Hampshire. We're going to run on Thursday, July 13th, try to get some of that crowd down here to try something different, try a new tradition maybe here. We got the Halloween Howler, which is known worldwide. It seems like it just gets bigger and bigger. The Star Classic, of course, with Granite State coming in, plus the Super Modified for 150 laps. and the Small Block Classic, which this year could top $10,000 to win for these guys, which is double what the ISMA Classic will pay.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. No, like you said, week in and week out, these guys put on a good show, and you know, they're looking forward to the competitiveness, you know, and the Saturday afternoons you get here, you can get a little bit relaxed, you get your car unloaded, and you know, everybody's kind of getting their game face on and stuff, and as the sun starts to set, you know, everybody's in full race mode.
It's the one thing here that we do try to do. I never tell anybody where they can race, or I want them to race here. I try to make this a place that they want to race at and they have fun at, and I'm trying to bring in the right people to do it. We brought in Brian Callen this year to be a race director. Scotty Frazier is the new flagman full-time. You know, Mike Walker was a flagman for a long time, but he runs the infield now. And I can kind of do my thing of just going around and talking to people instead of having to stress about this or that, and I can enjoy being the track owner and making sure everybody knows that how much I appreciate them being here.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Bobby. Well, once again, thank you very much for sharing some time with us. Looking forward to spending quite a few nights and having some campfires and some hot dogs and stuff here at the Star Speedway. So don't forget to visit the website.
Yes, yeah, we have Scott Tapley building the whole brand new one. It's been down for a couple weeks now as we have transferred over to the new one, but it should be up by the time this show airs. The new on the website, www.star-speedway.com, should be up and running.
Excellent, Bobby. Once again, thank you very much, and we'd like to thank Steve Perry for coming out here to Star Speedway. This is the place to race on Saturday nights, and we'd like to thank everybody from Mainely Motorsports for tuning in tonight. Thank you very much.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a worn key. Where would you bring it? At what cost? And for how long? At eKeys for Cars, our experienced technicians will diagnose your problem and get you going quickly with a fixed price quote. Whenever and wherever you're stuck, eKeys for Cars comes to you with a new key or ignition repair. Just call eKeys for Cars, the fast, affordable mobile solution to your vehicle key and lock needs.
They raise the bar, eKeys for Cars.
Not sure what brand tire to buy? Town Fair Tire has them all. Michelin, Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Pirelli, Toyo, Yokohama, Hankook, and more. No matter what size or brand, Town Fair Tire beats all the competition, even online prices. We'll also do a free front wheel alignment with any tire purchase. Name brand tires, the lowest prices, free alignment. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Looking for a great time, great people, and great food? Then visit New England's #1 biker destination, Bentley's Saloon, owned by legendary super-modified driver Bentley Warren. Bentley's is a biker bar that welcomes everyone. Staying in the area, Bentley's has their own full-service campground right on site. Tuesdays, Bentley's Cruise Night attracts car enthusiasts from all over New England. Located on Route 1 in Arundel, Bentley's Saloon guarantees a great time. Check out the fun at BentleySaloon.com and see why Bentley says, who has more fun than us?
Well, welcome back to Mainly Motorsports, and you know, short track racing is really taking off up here in the Northeast as we got new tracks opening up. Beechridge this past weekend, Wiscasset finally got things going, and you know, really Speedway 95's next on the docket, and short track racing is prevalent, and so excited to kick off another season. But probably the biggest news in auto racing this past week was the announcement that Dale Jr. has decided to call it quits after the 2017 season. I don't know if it took us by surprise or we were waiting or thinking and just wondering when the end was coming. And, you know, so, you know, he had the announcement, had the press conference, and I'm pleased and honored to have on the phone Gene Carson, who is a native Bangorian. I don't even know if that's a word, but grew up right at Speedway 95, took in his first ever short track racing at Speedway 95, and Gene has moved south, and he lives down in the Charlotte area, about a half a mile from the big track, and Gene was able to take in the press conference as we've been communicating back and forth on some things, projects that we want to work on in the future, in particular Austin Terrio. But Gene, we want to welcome you to Mainly Motorsports.
Well, Steve, thank you very much. It's a pleasure and honor, having grown up in Maine and around the Maine racetracks, and especially with Speedway 95 and all the rest of the great tracks up there, and then getting to follow your show. It's a pleasure to have me on, and thank you.
Yeah, well, we're calling you our North Carolina connection now, and when the news broke that Junior was retiring, they were quick to do everything and put a press conference together. And you traveled over there to, I presume they had it at Hendrick Motorsports. And what was the aura in the air as everybody was coming to this press conference and getting ready to hear the reasoning behind Junior's announcement?
Well, Steve, it seemed like the feeling in the air, it was almost somber at first. I mean, just kind of wandering around Hendrick Motorsports campus, it almost seemed like something very eerie had happened. It was kind of spooky in a way. And then when the press conference started, actually Dale Jr. he introduced himself, and he spoke for about 15 minutes by himself. Then they had a Q&A session for about an hour after. But to be honest, Steve, the mood was kind of somber at first, and then Junior, as he typically can and does, he loosened the crowd up with a few funny anecdotes, and then it was kind of light from there on in. It had its serious moments, but it was light and invigorating, and I think everyone came out of there feeling like a lot of pressure was off, and it was from somber to happy really quick.
Yeah, and it's weird. I mean, obviously, Kyle Edwards last year. Stewart the year before, Stewart and Kyle Edwards, I guess, the same year. Gordon the year before. I mean, we're seeing our athletes, in this sport decide to call it a career before we as race fans think they are ready to be calling it a career. And I think it, when I was talking to people this week, you look at other professional athletes, they get into their late 30s. They've had a stellar career if they can play into their late 30s. So for a race car driver, I mean, granted, the wear and tear might not be on a weekly basis, but when they have those wrecks, that's almost like playing one good wreck's like playing a good full season of football.
Well, Steve, it really is. And, years ago, the Pettys, the Pearsons, the Allisons, and even I remember I heard Rusty Walsh talking a couple of weeks ago at a little seminar. He said when he was 37 years old, he never dreamed of entertaining the idea of retiring, such as Carl Edwards says, stepping away from the sport. But the racing has changed now, and certainly the salaries have gone up immensely, Steve. And, these drivers are getting into the sport. They're getting into other business ventures, whether it be owning racing teams or charity work with local hospitals, and certainly going into the TV work. And I think that these guys are coming in at a much younger age now, and they're in the sport for 10 to 15 years. They've made enough money and they've invested enough, if they're smart with their money, and they're getting out of it. And certainly the concussion thing, with the NFL and National Hockey League, and certainly with Junior coming up last year, and actually, has made the commitment to donate his brain to concussion research someday. And so I think that really awakened a lot of people, and I think a lot of these other drivers are really taking note, and I think this is just the tip of the iceberg for this.
Yeah, and and obviously we got these young guys sitting there just chomping at the bit now, because as they see these are quality seats opening up. These aren't field filler rides. These are quality seats, and what are you hearing? Obviously Hendrick is the top of his game when it comes to finding young talent. I mean, case in point, Chase Elliott. But what's the word around there, or who do we think is going to take the 88 ride for 2018 and beyond?
Well, Steve, 5 names keep coming up to the surface, and in order, it's Alex Bowman, William Byron, and Ryan Blaney has been thrown into the mix, as well as Justin Allgaier, and even Kyle Larson. But to start at the top, actually, Steve, Alex Bowman is the most logical fit there. Last year, he had 3 top 10s and 1 pole at Phoenix. He's just 24 years old, and he actually performed better than Dale Jr. and actually Jeff Gordon towards the end of last season when he subbed for the for the 88 car for Dale Jr. He's the most logical fit, and actually he's under contract with Rick Hendrick. And again, I mentioned he's 24 years old, and he is under contract with Hendrick, and he actually heads up the Hendrick Motorsports simulator program, and he runs the simulator over there. When other drivers come, he gets them acclimated to that. So he would be the most logical choice. Second in line, I would say William Byron, or as they call him down here, Lord Byron. As you know, William Byron's only 19 years old. He's under contract with Rick Hendrick, and of course he drives for Junior in the Xfinity Series, and he's a good driver. He's 19, and he is certainly in the fold. And Ryan Blaney's probably a long shot. I think he's hooked in pretty well with Penske. And Kyle Larson, he's the hottest driver on the circuit. Now, I think this was a year ago. Rick Hendrick may try to get Kyle Larson away, but Kyle Larson's having a breakout season. So I think Tip's been very good to him, and Kyle's very loyal to him. I think he's very happy over there. Dustin Allgaier, on the other hand, is another junior motorsports driver, but he's 30 years old. He has 76 career Cup starts, and he's had one win already this year. But I think probably Alex Bowman will probably be under contract for a year or two, and then they'll get William Byron ready. That's my opinion, Steve.
Yeah, no, and I think they'll speed that process up because obviously, in this game with sponsor commitments and everything, the 2018 season starts long before 2018. They start getting in preparation and lining the sponsors up and all of that. So pretty interesting. And it's neat to get some insight from somebody that's right there living it on a day-by-day basis. And no matter where you go, it's, cup racing down there is water cooler talk. And we appreciate you taking the time with us. Looking forward to working on some projects. And, maybe we got a story coming up, with Austin Terrio. And, he's got a huge Maine following and obviously the connection from Maine, similar to yourself. And really appreciate it, Gene. And keep us posted, and as we get closer to finding out who this the winner of the number 88 lottery is, we'll get you back on and discuss some more details around it.
Well, Steve, that would be wonderful, and I appreciate you having me on. And on a quick note, Austin Terrio, we all know that he's running the Kentuckian Ford Dealers 200 to sell this weekend. They're in a big rain delay right now, but his wheelhouse seems to be the super speedway, and that's coming up at Talladega next week. But that's another story for another day. But again, Steve, thanks for having me on, and I've got my feet to the ground, I've got my ear to the pulse, and we'll keep reporting for you.
All right, I appreciate it. That's Gene Carson, right from the hub of stock car racing, Charlotte, North Carolina. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back. And when we do come back, all kinds of race action from this past weekend's past 400, something that myself and Scott Poulin played a big part in starting 11, 12 years ago and still continuing strong. This is their first year racing in the spring. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here on Mainely Motorsports.
Wiscasset Speedway is back, and we have the cure for your need for speed. Maine's biggest and fastest proudly presents 8 feature divisions, including Pro Stocks, late models, 4-cylinder Pro Stocks, modifieds, and more. Plus special features throughout the season, including the Nell Car Legends, the Wicked Good Vintage Racers, the NEMA Midgets, Enduros, and more. All this fun, all this excitement, all for just $5. Wiscasset Speedway, west on the road, Wiscasset. Online at Facebook and WiscassetSpeedway.com.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Since 1972, my family has been selling and servicing vehicles here on Route 25 in Gorham.
Tax season is here, and we have our largest vehicle selection ever. We offer financing for all credit scores, and your job is your credit. Remember, I personally drive and inspect every vehicle we sell. We are located 6 miles west off Turnpike Exit 47 on Route 25 in Gorham. Call Frank Davenport at 207-839-9200 or visit us online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations and online at scotchrecreation.com.
Wiscasset Speedway, Maine's biggest and fastest, with $5 admission every weekend and loads of family fun. Check us out at wiscassetspeedway.com.
Senior finished third today. Back in action from Newburgh there. Hey, we missed you last year a little bit.
Yeah, we took the year off, and we'll probably run a partial schedule this year. Yeah, we got my boys running karts and baseball and a few other things. So.
Yeah, and it's a long way to Newburgh.
It is, but it's fun. My dad and I really enjoy it. Went on vacation a month ago, and I told him we'd come back and get it ready. And when I came back, he had it ready to push on the trailer.
All right, anybody else you want to thank for helping you get here today?
Just my dad, Eastern Racing, and Max Payne Auto Body. I got to congratulate all these guys. It's fun racing most of the time, and thank Tom and Beach Racing and all the fans for coming out.
All right, how about a big round of applause? Third today, Scott Alexander. All right, Bruce Helmus, our runner-up, and another trophy that things seem to get better for you all the time in the modified class.
Yeah, we're gaining slowly. It's been a rough couple of weeks here, but hopefully we can all get into a rhythm here and put on some great racing for everybody. I'd like to thank my crew. They worked their butt off today for this one. Thank all my sponsors, American Standard Heating and Cooling, Stackyards, GG Landscape, and hope you guys all enjoyed that one. That was rough.
All right, he's your runner-up. How about a round of applause for Bruce Helmuth? And now we're on to our winner. Man, can't ask for a better way to start the season. 2 for 2 in the points lead.
Yeah, we'll take it. Car's been really good. Car was really good yesterday. Put some tires on it this morning and turned some pretty fast laps with it. You know, just felt like if we knew it was going to have to start back, I felt like if we'd been patient with it and picked them off one at a time, I thought maybe this would be right where we was at the end of the race.
All right, I mean, we don't want to disparage the crew chief or nothing, but hey, he's out there racing now, and the car seems to go just as good without him.
Well, I think Patrick is going through a mini midlife crisis. His wife's got a baby due in July, and you better figure if he didn't get some racing right now, so I thought it was pretty good. But hey, like always, Lake City Exports, Derek Doobie right there will sell you a car, used cars, I promise you that. GT overhead doors, Loons Haven Campground, Main Earthworks, Pass and Beach Ridge Motor Speedway. Racing's getting fewer and fewer, and I'm just happy to be racing right now, and I can't thank those guys enough for giving us a place to do what we do.
All right, he can race any kind of car that you put him in. How about a round of applause for Ben Tinker, your Co-All-Star Series Modified winner today. The race leader, Matt Dufault. Side by side, a race for second position. Position, can he chase down race leader Matt Dufault? First up, Kyle Ewan's our third place finisher. 2 trophies in this series so far this year. I've been running right up front, just not quite enough for the 77.
Yeah, that thing's bad fast. Doing everything I could there. Gotta thank Matt. He's the brains behind most of this stuff. He's helped me a lot with setup. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't go nearly as good as I do. Corey Morgan, tremendously amount of help with him, being this his old car, and gotta thank Corey for spotting. Gotta thank Dave Whittier, Todd Maycumber, Charlie Hall, everybody that helps me over there in the pits, the mains, Dufall, all them guys. We're having a lot of fun, and it's just, you know, it's hard when you're going. We had that late caution, so I did everything I could to try to catch him. And that late caution, I just ruined my right front, but I'm real happy for Tyler too. It's a good run for him. Second time out in the shoot stop.
All right, Kyle Ewens, he's your place finisher. How about a round of applause? Yeah, we'll come back and see Bryce in just a minute. Tyler King second. Hey, got a little less race car this week, but went pretty good.
Yeah, a little less tire. It went good. This is only my second race. Me and my dad and my grandfather built this all winter. It's gone really good. I can't thank them enough. Scotch Recreation, they got us use their pipe bender all winter. We didn't know how to bend pipe. We just started bending and the car come out good. I gotta thank everybody else. This one's from my grandfather. He's battling cancer right now, and he really wanted to be here, but he couldn't make it. So this one's for him.
All right, did pass a lot of cars today too, from the back of the pack there. Must be quite rewarding with the caliber of field we got here today.
Yeah, that was awesome. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. There's a lot of good cars, but that late race caution really helped a lot, but this thing's going pretty good.
All right, he's second today. How about a big round of applause, Tyler King. All right, and on to our winner, 2 in a row, and man, this guy just looks so fast.
Yeah, it's nice to finally say that. I've been racing for 6 years, and that's never happened. We've never had a car this fast, so that helps. I don't even know where to begin. I'm just at a loss for words. It was one of them races you start at the beginning going, yeah, well, where we started is where we finished, and it just started coming on. My brother, guy worked so hard on it. Rodney Williams, I told you you supplied me with awesome stuff. Thanks, buddy. I see you standing right there. Thank you, Rodney. My brother, my dad, we haven't slept a lot this week. We work on it all the time. Gotta make sure everything's perfect. This division's so tough. I mean, we're racing Kyle. He's got that thing dialed in. Matt, there's Kurt, everybody. There's a lot of fast cars out here. You gotta have your stuff together. And thankfully, the South Line for us. I gotta thank Bear Arms, Sporting Goods, Drew Excavation. Well, obviously Roger Williams. I gotta say it again. He's awesome. Trashman, Mike Pulling Construction, Smith Electric, Eric's Resort Naples, Brake and Exhaust Center Raymond, everybody that's worked on it, Daryl for Spot, my girlfriend for putting up with me not being home since we started working on it last fall. This is awesome. Thank you everybody in the pits. Dave Whittier, thanks for helping me change that antifreeze hose. Thanks for all these fans coming out and the competitors for racing. Thank you guys. This is awesome.
All right, he's having fun this year. How about a round of applause, Bryce Maines. 2 in a row in the street stocks in the quad series.
When I started Scotch Recreation, some competitors warned that if I discounted RVs and trailers, I wouldn't last. Well, here we are over 10 years later, still discounting and still growing. That's why we're Maine's largest RV dealer and largest trailer dealer. Forget about MSRP. We start way below that. Get your best price up front. Come see why my dealership sells more RVs and trailers than any other dealer in Maine.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Legendary race car driver Bentley Warren is putting Arundel on the map. When Bentley's Saloon opened in 2004, it was just a little bar room on the side of the road. Today we have a giant saloon with live music, dancing, and great food and drink indoors and out. We're always looking to meet new friends and have a good old time. There's always something exciting going on at Bentley's. That's why we like to say, who has more fun than us? We do!
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a worn key. Where would you bring it? At what cost? And for how long? At eKeys for Cars, our experienced technicians will diagnose your problem and get you going quickly with a fixed price quote. Whenever and wherever you're stuck, eKeys for Cars comes to you with a new key or ignition repair. Just call eKeys for Cars, the fast, affordable mobile solution to your vehicle key and lock needs.
They raise the bar, eKeys for Cars.
Welcome to Mainely Motorsports.
To order copies of a show, send a check or money order for $15, shipping and handling included, to Mainly Motorsports, 326 Roosevelt Trail, Windham, Maine, 04062. And please add a description of the show.
Well, we're down here on pit road at the conclusion of the past 300, and no stranger to top threes in this race, Derek Ranstrom, and kind of an uneventful race. I mean, you raced hard, but no I mean, this car, there's not a mark on this car, Derek, not one mark. I mean, that just shows the type of driver you are, but you don't put yourself in those situations either.
Yeah, I mean, it was an exceptionally clean race. There wasn't too many cautions. I kind of just stayed out of trouble. Really needed, I don't know, probably a little bit freer. Kind of tight at the end there on the bottom, couldn't really pass. Reed was phenomenal. I mean, all the Jeff Taylor cars were right up front. I think the top 5 was all distance racing. So, I mean, that's really saying something. But, you know, we had a great weekend, brand new car. So, I mean, no mechanical failures. I'm happy with it.
That's always a plus. And with about 10 or 15 to go, you turned up the wick. You were battling Travis Benjamin, trying to stave him off for the 3rd place. But you turned up the wick, reeled in Kurt. But like you said, you didn't have that cut in the center to be able to turn underneath him and get the drive off.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been tough. Looked like he was getting really tight at the end there too, but I would have had to, probably would have had to bump him out of the way if I really wanted that second. But I mean, everyone ran a clean race. It's a great division, and I love coming to Beech Ridge, man.
You know what's nice? 10 years from now, I'm going to bet on you, because 10 years ago you finished 3rd in this race as a young kid. You remember that?
Yeah.
It was your first ever 300. 10 years later, and so 10 years from now, you think finishing 3rd again? Are we on a path?
No, we're gonna be first. That's for sure. I mean, we always run good here. It's always top 5. You know, it's even with a brand new car and trying different things, and we still come out. We still prevail usually.
You're one of the long haulers on this series, coming up from Boylston, Mass, or West Boylston, Mass.
Yep.
And support the series, maybe not on a weekly basis, but you come to the tracks like the Beech Ridge, the 250, the ones that really mean something when you can be standing in victory lane.
Yeah, I mean, Tom runs a tight ship. It's an excellent series. I mean, you really can't find better Super Late Model racing in the Northeast other than the past series. So I mean, it's where you got to be.
You're right, and you're here sitting in 3rd place. So congratulations on a great run for you and your team.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, the last time we were here, past 300 weekend, you had a stellar run to cap off a stellar season. Well, they're in trouble if you're going to run 2017 the way you ran today, Curtis. Is runner-up in the past 300, but there's nobody here that passed any more cars today than you did.
That's probably definitely true. We had a really hard run. Got spun in contact with Dan early on. Had to start at the tail. Came back up through. Had a horrible pit stop. Then we got back up. My right front was chattering from lap 50 on, the last 50. So I just didn't have anything for Reed, but the car was stellar all weekend and super fast. And
yeah, I mean, just tell me you made no changes during the off season, because you know, I would have not even hung a body as fast as you were all last year. And coming back for 2017, same game plan, or?
Yep, same game plan. We didn't change anything except put a new body on it because we ripped it off at Seekonk. But pretty much came back with detailed notes, identical setup, unloaded. It was faster than it was last year.
Yeah, I know you're a Saturday night guy, you know, on a weekly basis, but how do you have to run this race? How much of a different mindset, 300 laps? I mean, kind of get locked in the middle, like, you know, just like getting on a merry-go-round, isn't it?
Oh, it is, definitely. I mean, 40-lap shootouts at Beech Ridge is like, goes by like that. I mean, these, you really got to get in a rhythm and pace yourself, and, you know, it's hard. You got to really save your stuff to have anything at the end, so it's hard to be patient.
Yeah, but you showed tremendous patience today, especially with getting spun, having to come up through guys that are racing to stay on the lead lap. Guys, I mean, one time you and Travis Benjamin was stuck behind, I think, Benji and Hopkins for a 40-lap feature, you know, but you showed patience. Once you cleared, you moved in on them, and you hung on, you know, runner-up finish, you know, held off Ranstrom, so it's a big momentum builder as you go back-to-back in 2017 here at Beech Ridge Motor Speedway.
Oh, it is, yeah. This was huge to finish second in a 300, you know. It's a big accomplishment for us, and we're super excited to start the race season, because coming out of the gate, the car is going to be great. You know, Reed's going to be really, really tough, and obviously Mike Rowe is, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun competition.
No, absolutely. Well, good luck in 2017, and congratulations to you and your team on this run today.
Thank you.
All right, that's Curtis Gary, reigning champion at Beech Ridge and runner-up today in the past 300. Well, we talked a little bit about it last week, but this week when we were sitting at Scott's Recreation as we were taking delivery of our brand new trailer from Scott's Recreation, we talked about how cool it would be to come down here and win this race, huh? And you said, yeah, it'd be great to be interviewed again, be on TV again, and be going, guys. Well, you backed it up, man. You really backed it up.
Thanks. I'd say the crew and the crew chief really backed it up, because, man, that thing was just, it was fast all day, pretty steady. Long runs really showed. They definitely put a good piece under me.
You say you got the easiest job of the whole gang?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I do the fun, easy part.
Well, let's go through the race. We'll break it down in stages. Early, Garrett Hall takes off. You're riding with him, chasing him, but you know it's 300 laps. It's not a 40-lap shootout. So, did he use his stuff up, or do you think? Or, I mean, to just...
It's hard to say. I mean, these cars, I don't know. It's like you get longer into these races, it's so hard to pass on the bottom. So it's like, well, do you kind of save your stuff, let everybody else, and then hope to get by them on the bottom, or do you get the track position because you know it's going to be hard for the others to get by you down low? So it's kind of a weird game of like riding, and really you honestly you got to do very little riding in races like this.
Yeah, no, exactly.
The track position is just so key.
Now let's talk about track position. We lead. Caution comes out, you come in, you take your tires, you come out in like 5th or 6th. But you didn't panic, because that's when a young driver could panic. That's when it's easy to like, man, I did all the work, I'm out front, and now these guys all got fresh rubber and I got to race them. But you didn't, and you methodically worked your way through and put yourself back in the lead.
Yeah, I mean, we knew we were going to be a little slow there because they made an adjustment in there on the left front. So it was somewhat expected, and but we just, like you said, just had to stay calm, just pick them off. And those restarts, just getting them all you can on the bottom, because when everything heats up and everything just starts shifting to the top, it's hard.
Yeah, so it looks like everybody's got maybe 10, 15 laps at the most before they got to get to the outside, and then it's almost like you got to diamond the track to be able to get by them, you know?
Oh yeah, it's the weirdest thing trying to pass once your tires get hot, and I don't know if it's tires or track or what, but it's and then I mean, like Curtis for a while, like he was kind of concerned to me because he was like he could run down low all right. In my mirror there I was watching, but it I guess on the long run theirs didn't quite hold as strong as the old girl here, but
old girl, it's brand new, bud. It's 2 races old.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
This thing should go in a museum. But what a great start to your 2017 season. I mean, you and your team, you're excited. It's been a great off season, and really proud of you. And congratulations to you and the entire team. And what's the big project this week?
Take lots of notes.
On what? No. What is the big project?
Okay. So funny little story here. Steve ordered a really nice trailer from us up to Scott's with me, and ordered it with a generator compartment. And so, I mean, you know, you plug your generator in, and powers everything, powers outlets and stuff. Well, we spec'd it out together. I spent a lot of time, and me being the trailer expert.
Well, I was more worried about pretty. I just thought, you know, everything comes with lights. So when
did a good job on all the pretty stuff.
Reed's been telling me how great the trailer looked, but we forgot to put lights in it. But no big deal. We'll get it fixed. But thank you to all you guys at Scott's Recreation for all you do with us at Mainely Motorsports. Looking forward to pulling the racetrack with that trailer, and looking forward to see you in Victory Lane many more times this year.
Thank you so much, Steve.
All right, Reed. There's your winner of the past 400, 2 in a row here at the start of the Pro All-Star Series season.
A Maine racing tradition continues Memorial Day weekend with the return of the Coastal 200, presented by Jordan Lumber and Jordan Excavation. Sunday, May 28th at 2 p.m. at Wiscasset Speedway. Catch many of the top late model drivers in the region as they go for their share of a big payout and the title of Coastal 200 champion. Plus, you'll get modifieds, Strictly's, and Outlaw Minis. So join the fun and make it part of your holiday weekend tradition. Sunday, May 28th at 2, the Coastal 200 at Wiscasset Speedway. For more information, go to wiscassetspeedway.com.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your Maine returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Mainely Motorsports, brought to you by
Four Seasons Synthetic. See them for all your AMSOIL product needs. Town Fair Tire, with 6 locations in Maine: Auburn, Augusta, Bangor, Biddeford, South Portland, and Topsom. Awards and recognition. Your #1 source in New England for all of your award needs.
Third spot, Joe Squilly. Great run. What'd you do? Save your stuff for like 10 too many laps?
I figured we were going to run 100 laps today. I put them up a little short for the weather. I'm good. Really good car. We got a good car.
You can get a picture of
I think all the guys were working on it, and it was a good run today. So we'll go on to next week at the Fast Racing Star. We got the car in one piece, and pretty good. Learned some stuff for the upcoming Pro Stock races there. Got to thank Brad and Judy McDonald for having these cars here. This is one of our home tracks, so it's a good day for us.
You were clearly saving your stuff, just riding there in, I don't know, 5th, 6th, 7th, and then somewhere about the 50 lap mark, holy cow, it was like, just flip the switch.
Yeah, well, I mean, the lap 100 pays, you know, it would have been a nice, we could have had a shot with Jeremy. I don't know if we would have had anything for him, but it would have been nice to, to run the whole race and race for the win, but it is what it is, and we'll move on.
There you go, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're a third place finisher. Joe Squilly, driver of car number 03. Second place for Brian. I know that you've got to be heartbroken. What a race for you. And it started to get a little damp, and you were the unlucky guy.
Yeah, we were. I was counting water drops in the windshield there for the last 5-6 laps. I don't think it is what it is.
It's disappointing. I mean, yeah, you're second, and that's the right thing to do, but it's got to be frustrating. You had a really fast car here today.
Yeah, it was good. I don't know if I was as good as Jeremy. Jeremy had one up on me, I think, today. So, just won the first race of the season. It was fun, though. I don't know, for the weather and what it was a good run. So.
Congratulations, man. Sorry about the car.
That's all right.
There you go.
Jeremy, great run, man. This thing was bad down over here. It's after that.
Yeah, I pretty much was riding out front, and it really good. Pretty much cleaned the grass on the bottom one too, so I just rode around down there. Got there.
Good way to start off.
How's
that?
You just went out there. I'm not surprised that they wrecked.
Yeah, it was a little disappointing for some guys, but not for you. You guys almost no practice. You were hanging out helping some of your customers yesterday. Showed up and got like 4 or 5 laps today, and we're like 4th on the board, and here you are.
Yeah, I don't know. We had an issue this morning for our steering before it fell off, and my whole thing's all blew up. I thought maybe it did too, but it didn't, and we got all back together to do a couple laps of practice, and I didn't really change much. She was perfect.
Jeremy, congratulations. We got a couple of things for you. We got a $2,000 check here, and come on in here. You are a guaranteed starter in the Pro Stock Nationals because you were the winner. Here's a certificate.
I guess we got to
Pass that off to him. Crazy Korlacki Speed Equipment.
Also, he's got a amazing spot.
You will be in that show coming up in July. We'll tell you more about that coming up here in just a minute. But Jeremy, congratulations, man. There you go. Jeremy Davis, your winner.
Not sure what brand tire to buy? Town Fair Tire has them all. Michelin, Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Pirelli, Toyo, Yokohama, Hankook, and more. No matter what size or brand, Town Fair Tire beats all the competition, even online prices. We'll also do a free front wheel alignment with any tire purchase. Name brand tires, the lowest prices, free alignment. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's coworker owners who understand the importance of protecting your valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Well, as we wrap up this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports, and kudos to the whole staff at Lee as the weather kept playing havoc with the race, and they'd lose the track a little bit, they'd bring it back, they finally got the race in, and congratulations to Jeremy Davis as he picks up win number 1 on the 2017 season for him. Tough break for Brian Kruzak, as really the reason the race ended was for the rain, as his last lap wreck, or lap 85 wreck, I should say. And, so he takes some hardware home, but he ended up wrecked. And Joe Squiglia, who we've seen him in the past with the Pro All-Star Series as well as the Granite State Series, he gets around this place, and definitely going to be one to watch as we travel over to Star Speedway this weekend. As you heard earlier in the show from Bob Weber and Artie Russo, big weekend over at Star. And Nelcon National Qualifying Event up at Wiscasset Raceway, or Wiscasset Speedway, excuse me, and should be a great race up there. They kicked off finally last weekend, and they got a great start to the 2017 season, looking for big things up at Wiscasset. Kudos to them for all the improvements they've made for the entire facility, and hearing nothing but raves, so great job by them. And Oxford, they kick off their regular season this week, so it's another chance to just add short tracks to the schedule each week. So really appreciate this. And Friday night we're going to be at Bartlett Bridge Raceway is Mainly Motorsports night and Mainly Awards night, and we present the trophies over there. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, travel over to Bartlett Bridge Friday night and then support one of your local short tracks throughout the weekend. So we hope you all enjoyed this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports, and we'll see you next time right here on Mainly Motorsports.